I don't know if I'm gonna clip this in or just go with it or what, but we're making a paper plane. Before the whiskey additions for the summer. 1 part lemon, part Aperol, 1 part Amaro Danino, and 1 part of your favorite bourbon or whiskey. I'm going Weller Special Reserve for a reason that will become apparent momentarily. The perfect drink for the addition. Cheers. So good. Finally found a mixed drink, even though it's pink, that I like. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Whiskey Edition. That's with an A. My name is Rob, and we're gonna go through the summer's haul. When I left off last time, I had just gotten back from Europe, where I had found out for the worse. Oh, and I was told I talked too much. Anyway, so I'll try to be more brief. Where I found out if you go to the whiskey shop with no E, pretty close to Harrods, they ship. Shipping is bad because you tend to buy more than you would normally buy. The Macallan Harmony Collection Amber Meadow, a collaboration with Stella and Mary McCartney. Now I've been looking for this here, and I hadn't had a whole lot of luck. It's pretty bright. And they had it. Oh, it's intact. So I bought it. I think I've got a couple of the other Harmonies, so. For the UK market even. It's got a little sticker on the back, or a printed thing, so. Nice box. Very interesting, I thought, so I picked that up to go with the other one. I got at the same time, I got a Blanton's Gold. There's the gold horsey in there. This one is the N colon. Problem is when you start mixing these with the other golds from over here, this is a 700 milliliter as all these are. Minor detail. Then I got this, because I like to try to get something from the country where I'm visiting, you know, kind of like a souvenir. This is the Lakes Single Malt Whiskey. The Whiskey Maker's Reserve that came highly recommended by the whiskey shop where I was. Number 7, matured in the finest meticulously sourced Oloroso, PX, and red wine casks, made in England. So I thought that was pretty interesting. See what the bottle looks like. Ooh, almost looks like a Macallan bottle. Got flutes on the bottom. It's really nice, dark. Yeah, and I think I had a taste of this while I was there, and it was really good. Another nice thing about the whiskey shop, they included their magazine. I got some extra gifts. Their magazine, so it's got some ads and some stories and whatnot in it, so that's cool. And a glass. They threw in a Lakes glass. So it's not a Glencairn from the Cairn collection. It's just a real nice sipping glass. So that was really awesome. Was it worth however many pounds of shipping? I don't know. The next thing on the list I had 2 videos ago, and I keep forgetting it, and I just remembered when I got the ice for the paper plane. Ben & Jerry's Topped Whiskey Biz ice cream. Kind of counts, doesn't it? Maybe, maybe not. Got to put it back in the freezer. This is such a good refreshing drink, and of course I discovered it at the end of the summer. Oh, I like it. Like other mixers, I bought this Luxardo Maraschino for some reason. I don't know why. I must have read about a recipe, and so I bought it, so now I have it just in case. Then it was on to the mean streets of Colorado and Kansas. And I had at a buddy's house this 5-trail blended American whiskey, barrel proof, bold and uncut. This is from the Coors Whiskey Company. It is not from Colorado. It is, what did they say here? Bottled by Coors, Bardstown, Kentucky, distilled from grain and malt. So it's probably Bardstown. So we can compare that later on and see how this stacks up with Barman and other beer companies' whiskeys. We did a video on that on the other channel not too long ago, so I have to resurrect that and see how that stacks up. While in Kansas, picked up this. I had it stashed at my mom's, though I could have gotten many, many more because they were on the shelf. 25 bucks, I think, for the 750s liters like I had over there were 35. 175s, the big honkers, they were about 50. So yeah, they have options. Oh, and while I was in Boulder, picked up this baby from Law's Whiskey House, Ralphie Reserve Straight Bourbon. You can't imagine where I went to college. So I got this. It's probably more of a shelfie, but it's all right. I like it. I picked up some Amarano Nannino, which is what went in the paper plane. So another, I don't think it's a mixer. What are they? Oh, it's a product of Italy. Narato Nannino, Amaro Nannino, and somebody told me what that meant. I forgot. But makes a great paper plane. Probably the highlight of the whole bunch. Russell 15 Relations. Got it down at the local store that I go to, the West Seattle Liquor and Wine. When I picked up the Nannino Marino, this is going to be interesting. Holiday Spirit Blend. I know it's not just a whiskey, it's a rum brandy blended whiskey. It's the Holiday Spirit Blend. I'm kind of afraid, but it's one of those things I wanted to grab it so that I had it in case they sold out, because I think it's kind of a once a year type deal. Bottled by Sun Liquor Manufacturing, Seattle, Washington, so somewhere right down the street. Blood Oath Pack 10 in a fancy box. So that was an ask. I asked the guy, do you have Blood Oath Pack 10? He goes, oh, they're around here somewhere, and he went and found them and brought it out. So I got that going for me, which is nice. The West Seattle Liquor and Wine also had all three of these, Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. They had the Kentucky Straight Weeded Bourbon Whiskey, which is what this is. They had the rye, and they had whatever the other one is. I think I read that this was probably the better of the three, but again, it goes on taste. And so I, at $100+ a bottle, I did not buy all three. Maybe I can get some samples from somebody and trade off a little bit, because that's a tough ask when people are like, man, this one's no good. So if you get a little pre-knowledge, that's always helpful. Oh, yeah, and I picked up this Blade and Bow. I had this at a bar some time ago, a whiskey bar, and it was very good. I just hadn't had a chance to get it. My friends on the east side are collecting the keys. They needed a 5. You can't see that, but that's a 5. So now I have a 5 for them and a bottle for me. The other thing I got, oh, I guess 2 people did sign it. Big event, maybe somewhere up here, or up here. I'll put some of the pictures or whatever from the Woodinville Whiskey Company aged 8-year bottle release. This is bottle 106. It's 100 proof. Dark as dark gets for an 8-year, I think. And the line was great. First 500 people got bottles. There are more of these available, just not there. These were the numbered ones. While I was up in the Woodinville area, I stopped by Proper and Earnest, one of the stores up that direction. Had to wait for them to open, but when they did, this was on the docket, the Knob Creek Bourbon by Rye. And I've heard of Boo Rise before, don't get me wrong, but he was saying that High West Boo Rye couldn't be made anymore because they couldn't get any more rye from their source, whatever that means. So I don't know if it was this. So this may be, I don't have a Boo Rye, but if I find another one, I can kind of do a comparison. So excited about this. Harley Whiskey Work Buddy had a little get together, him and his 9 fingers, and that's the whole story. Found North Cast Drink Sample, Balcones Blue, True Blue Corn, Straight Corn Whiskey Sample, and Dark Arts Whiskey House Amaranth Cask Sample. Now I have a Breckenridge Dark Arts. That ain't gonna be this, but I might compare the Dark Arts. Which Dark Arts is the true Dark Arts? We'll find out. And if dark means gross, that's probably the Breckenridge. Another sip. Last thing I picked up today was a Westland Outpost Range there in Seattle. American Single Malt Whiskey, Garyana 8th edition, limited annual release. He said, oh, I have one of these in the back if you want it. I had to get it. Reasonable price, I suppose, as popular as that version has got these days. So I am covered on the single malts for a bit. So that's kind of the addition to the whiskey edition. You'll see some of these in videos down the road. Hopefully I can get into a few of them and get some impressions, and yeah, it's out of control. I'm putting the brakes on. I keep saying that, but I'm putting the brakes on. Like, share, subscribe. Go to the other channel for some of the Minnick top 100 of the 32 of the top 100 of the Minnick top 100 that I have. That is done and in the can and out on the deal on the interwebs, and yeah, that was a slog. And so I'm still being too verbose. Cheers. Pour another glass because somebody will want one of these. It's really good. Okay.